How's it going, everyone? I want to do a quick update on DMN, and just so you guys can see like how many times this has consistently worked, how many times where where it has plummeted and all that, and you can see it time and time again, right? I was just going over LGMK, same thing pattern here. Where do we look to dump? And that's why I use this EMA5 so many times. This EMA5 literally price jumped up here, made massive returns. This was a 70% from the lows to the high. Nice returns. But then do you look to play it again? The answer is no. Because we touched the 5 here, and now we had to reset the time clock. What do I mean by the time clock? Look at this. We knew this was due for a 5. Was it exactly due because of this gap, and that's why I didn't play it? And then also, under 10 cents, I'm a little sketchy about. But as you can see, we haven't touched the 5 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then on the ninth daily candle, we touch it. Here's the difference. We had massive volume here, 200 million, 100 million, 200, 300 million. So this, the more volume you have, the more that you can, hurry up and touch this. All right, what did the next thing we had? We started to have a K value of 6 here, 5 here. So, the K value was jumping up here, right? Are we due for the EMA 10? And the answer is not really. We touched it 313. Usually it takes more than 1 month before that's due. But this EMA 20 is due way back in here. We have since January 8th. All right. But I don't like to take my trades just based on that. I think the EMA 5 is very nice, right? Obviously, we had this massive dump. I mean, look at this thing. Look at that. In a blink of an eye, it went down 60% in literally just 15 minutes. And now we're down to 1 cent. We had this nice little correction up here. You can see from the lows to the high. I mean, it did go up 56% if you were able to catch, some of this move up here. But my thing is, like I said, if it's under 10 cents for quite some time, you're better off just waiting for the reverse split. All right. Especially since it just touched this EMA5. All right. And give it that TD. If you give it that time distance, you kind of just don't even get in on this right away, right? So, I always tell people, wait about 5 daily candles at least. A lot of the bad news happens right here on the 5, and then wait, when there's not enough time distance. Right here, we had that first day away from it, and then it plumped. We hit this lower Keltner channel on the daily chart here at 1 cent. As you can see, this daily chart's at 1 cent, and that's where it kind of started bouncing here. But I'm definitely watching this thing. It has massive volume, 314 million volume. You better believe it. Once this thing has a reverse split, I would love to play this afterwards. But until they have that, there's really no sense for me to try to gamble on this, right? Anything can happen. But a lot of people mentioned this in the Discord. I said, yeah, it's not bad. We were, under 10 cents for just a couple days. But you can see the massive volume here. At least we had that EMA 5 for a room up. But now that we don't have that EMA 5, that it to me in that time distance is not that great right now, right? Right in here, you saw the K value going up. I like to look for like under 5. All right, so just this is how I use the system. You just gotta be so picky on penny stocks, because if you're not picky on penny stocks, you can get into this kind of motion. I'm sure a lot of people got into DMN right when it started pumping in the 5 cent region. Goes back down, and then it's just insane. And then I'd like to look at, is there any volume prior? And there was actually some volume here. You see like some million volumes here. So this was just a solid EMA5. Get out of the play another trade, and you'll see that time and time again. And I show this guy a lot of times. Look at the industry too. You can tell a lot by the industry. What some of the big industries that I avoid is that I'm very careful on is that biotech and the Chinese stocks. But I will definitely be watching. This is going to be on my high watch after reverse split. I'm only going to play after reverse split, and I'm going to give it that 5 daily candles away from the MA5. And then I'm going to look to scale 1 to 3 days. I only buy one accumulation once a day. Let's just say worst case scenario based on my strategy on just accumulation. You bought it here, end of the day, and then bam. You see why you don't just keep buying and buying every dip? A lot of people get in trouble because they see a dip and they keep buying it, and then they have no powder. Like, I mean, obviously you shouldn't be. You're wrecked on this. You should be out of the trade if you're still in this, because that's just insane. Unless you didn't have much money in it, like let's say you only had $1,000 in it, and you're going to put another 2,000 in it. Yeah, then that will drastically lower your average, right? But either way, I like to do 1 to 3 accumulations until it meets my signal. The best plays are going to be the ones that are at this lower Keltner channel, along with the EMA5 TD, and then along with a low KDJ down in here, and then this EMA 10 is not due, so this should be just an EMA 5, get in, get out of play. But as you can see, even with this, we're at a 5.54. This is not the lowest K value I've seen. I look for a lot of plays that are under 3, but this has a lot of volume, so I do like that. If you guys want to join the premium Discord, you guys are more than welcome to join. Click the link down below in YouTube comments below, and in the description it'll say join the premium Discord for my alerts. It'll take you to this free chat landing page. If you want to become a member, all you have to do is hit hashtag how to subscribe and click hashtag day trade alerts. When you do that, you'll get access to all of these services, day trades, swing trades, all locked in and loaded. I think you guys are going to love it. My day trading service is my highest win ratio strategy because I sell credit spreads. I use a very nice price action way to find the trend. And that's why I win over 90% of that to make passive income. You guys are going to love that strategy. My swing trade alerts are all posted in here. But if you hit day trade alerts, you get access to everything. Subscribe on your computer to avoid the iOS fee. If you have an Android, you will have to use your computer to subscribe or use your phone's browser. That'll work just as fine. Just make sure you don't use your app because that won't work on your Android. But then once you subscribe, you can use your phone just as fine. All right. If you're not from the U.S., it might charge you a little extra for the currency exchange fee, but you can see all in how to subscribe. Everything's talked about in here. All you have to do is hit day trade alerts, and you get access to everything. DMN is on my top alert for penny stock that is extremely oversold, lots of volume. I just need to give it that EMA 5 TD. Wait for the after the reverse split, and we'll see. We'll go from there, guys. If you want to see my alerts that I'm in right now, you'll have to join the Discord. And they'll all be posted in there. I'll keep you guys updated. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And it's like $12 a month. Like, what are you missing out on? I mean, like, some people are losing thousands of dollars and they're like, hey, what you said this thing was going to pump. I was like, yeah, we did get out of that, the Discord. We made lots of money. And then, we're not holding these trades long, by the way. When I say, like, sometimes, we always look for a profit target. Ideally, you want to make sure your average is under this 5, right? But if we're making money as price comes up, I don't have to have it touch the 5 to make me money, right? I trail and stop, okay? And I see how much more I can make out of it. But there's always a profit target that I say in the Discord. All right, guys, I'll catch you later. Peace out. Give this video a like, subscribe, comment. I'll make some more. We got an exciting week coming up next week. A lot of oversold type patterns, and we're going to make some money. Peace out.